Hi, my name is Stephanie and I'm a big fan of all things music, movies, pop culture and physical media. And today I wanted to show some of the things I have added to my physical media collections in the last few months. So I've been collecting forever, and more specifically I've been properly collecting maybe for like the last 11 years maybe. In the last few months I've bought a lot of things. I've bought a lot of CDs, vinyl, magazines, DVDs, Blu-rays and some other things, and I haven't really done like a proper update on what I've added to my collections. This also might be part 1 of 2 because there's quite a lot here, more than I realized. For now, I might start with the DVDs and Blu-rays that I added to my collection. We'll start with the Blu-rays and we'll start with the most recent one. And I bought this last week because it came out last week, and the movie is Michael. I typically buy movies on DVD and sometimes Blu-ray, but I decided to buy this on Blu-ray because obviously Blu-ray picture's better and the sound is better. And I just imagined rewatching these concert scenes at home and just wanting it to be the best quality possible. I know obviously 4K is an option. This did come out on 4K as well, but I don't have a 4K player and I don't really mind. I think Blu-ray is amazing, and I'm keen to rewatch this because I enjoyed the energy of it when I was in the cinema, and obviously the music is great. The next movie is Undertone. This movie came out this year and it is a horror movie. It's an A24 release and I bought this on Blu-ray. This is like a really random Blu-ray choice, if I'm honest. I did buy this on release date as well, and I think what I like about doing this now is that I watch it quicker when I just buy it as soon as it comes out, instead of just like letting it sit like some of my other movies that I've got. But that of course comes with exceptions. But I watched this pretty much after I bought it and it was a fun watch. It has a lot of like common horror tropes in there. It was a bit scary at times, which is fun. It's like about these people doing a podcast and they're receiving, mysterious audio files from a listener, and they're like trying to work out what happened and who is this and what's going on. And there's like scary kids nursery rhymes and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a fun horror movie watch. The next one I added to my collection was Audition, which I watched right away. A couple videos ago I made a building a horror movie watch list, and as I was doing that it reignited my want to watch this movie and to own it, and I got onto it right away and ended up with it and then watched it fairly quickly, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that the shots were stunning and I thought it was such an interesting concept as well. It was very freaky at bits. I think this is my first Japanese horror movie and it didn't hold back. I won't say any spoilers, but I will say that I spent, I reckon, a good 20 minutes like this, just like with my hands covering my eyes, because it gets full on, yeah, as you can tell from the poster. But I don't know, you can see some shots on the back and it's just so pretty. Like, it's just done really well. It's a very interesting movie, and yeah, be careful if you watch it because it's pretty full on. Another one I added to my collection was The Howling. It's a Joe Dante movie. It's a werewolf movie, and I watched this fairly quickly as well after I bought it, and it was a lot of fun. The Blu-ray really enhanced the colors of it, if I'm honest, and I really enjoyed the story and what it was, so this was very fun. I think it's a good movie to watch in October when you watch like spooky movies. And the last Blu-ray I added to my collection is one that I bought on a whim because I just saw this cover and thought it was so pretty, and then I read the back and it was like about something to do with a train and something to do with a poet and something, a romance movie. And this movie is in Mandarin and it's from 2002 and it is an imprint release, which imprint always do really cool releases of movies, and I have a few of them. Here is the front of this Blu-ray, and this, oh, what's it say here? Her love is torn between a doctor and a poet. Ooh. See, it's pretty. I'm excited to watch this. Now we get onto the DVDs, and this is a really random assortment of movies. So the first lot is the After collection. I bought this because I was like, these are good movies to watch when you just don't need to focus on anything. Like, they're very simple. I think they're just good for like a simple time when you just want to watch something and have no thoughts, and that's fun. That's always needed. It's just a bit of entertainment. Knew a lot about these movies when they were books and before they were published, because that's what happens when you're on the internet and you're a teenager in the 2010s. These have been on my radar for ages, but I'd seen the first one a few times just because people around me would have it on, and then I'd seen the second one for the same reason, but then I hadn't seen the rest of them. So I rewatched the first and second one, and then I hadn't seen the third and fourth one, so I watched those, and I still have to watch the fifth one. They're just like long form TV episodes, like really long form, and they kind of have no end. So I'm intrigued to see how this actually wraps up, because every time you think it's going to end, something else happens. So I always love a pack of movies because they're obviously good when you're lacking a bit of space, but the way I am, I always make it work anyway, even if I bought these individually. But this is always fun. So yeah, I've still got to watch the fifth one at some point. This next one is Legal Eagles. I was just drawn to the spine, if I'm honest. I just saw pink and purple and was like, what is this? And then I saw that Robert Redford and Daryl Hannah were in it, and I was like, oh. So I quickly like looked into it, and it's like, I think a mystery, like a mystery comedy, maybe? What's it say? The delightful mix of romantic comedy and madcap slapstick. Whoa. Anyway, it's also an Ivan Reitman movie from 1986. Ivan Reitman has done lots of movies like Ghostbusters and stuff. So I was like, this is bound to be at least a bit of fun, and at very least look pretty. So I bought this very quickly. The next movie is Pink Cadillac, and this is from 1989. It's a Clint Eastwood movie, and Bernadette Peters is in it. And I just really love the look of this. Like the font, whatever is happening here. I don't know much about it, except for there's something to do with Las Vegas, which I love, and there's some stills from it on the back. Any movies that have Las Vegas in it, I am intrigued by, and I've not really seen much Clint Eastwood in all my movie watching, so I was intrigued by that as well. So I'm keen to watch this one at some point. This next movie is Can't Buy Me Love. This is from, let's see, do we have a year on here? It's from 1987. I had to Google it. And this movie stars Patrick Dempsey, and I don't really know what it's about, apart from it's like a high school 80s movie, which means it's going to be a bit of fun and pretty and has the potential to have a very interesting plot to it, like a lot of 80s movies, but they're like my favorite genre of movies. So this one I'd wanted to watch and wanted to get for ages, and then I found it and I was very excited to get it. So I'm keen to watch this. Next one is Man on the Moon. This is Jim Carrey. Oh my gosh, that is bigger than the title of the movie. This is a Milos Forman movie. Milos Forman did one of my favorite movies of all time, Amadeus, and he also directed the other masterpiece, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, as well as like things like Hair. And I haven't seen this movie yet, but I've heard a lot of things about it because Jim Carrey's playing comedian Andy Kaufman, and he was known for being like kind of intense with his like performance methods, I guess. And there's also a documentary about the making of this movie and about Andy Kaufman, and so I feel like once I watch this, then I will watch that after it. Yes, so the Netflix documentary is called Jim and Andy, and I remember when that came out because that put this movie on my radar at the time. And yeah, I could never find it anywhere. Same story as a lot of my stuff, but I found this. Next is the movie Waitress, which is from 2007, And I only found out that this movie existed when I saw Waitress the musical a couple of months ago. And as I was watching the show and I bought the program, I was reading through it, and it said that the musical was based on the movie, which came out in like 2007. And I was like, I didn't know this was a thing. And like within a couple of weeks, I ended up finding the DVD. So I was very happy. There's certain themes in Waitress the musical that are like pretty dark. So I'm intrigued to see how those are handled within this movie compared to the musical. Next is the Da Vinci Code, which I didn't realize until I bought it that this was a Ron Howard movie. I knew Tom Hanks was in it, and I remember people going on and on and on about it when it came out. But I watched it like the day that I bought it, and I loved it. This is the 3-hour version. It is intense and it is great, and I still need to get Angels and Demons and Inferno, and I need to finish this trilogy. This was very fun and it had me thinking, which is what I like. I added Liar Liar to my collection. It's another Jim Carrey classic and 90s comedy movie classic, and I very much enjoy this movie. I rewatched it the day I bought it as well, right after the Da Vinci Code. Next movie is Less Than Zero from 1987. I could never find this movie anywhere. That's why I bought it. And it stars Robert Downey Jr. and Andrew McCarthy, and it is the adaptation of the book that is written by Bret Easton Ellis, who also wrote the book American Psycho. And I feel like this is one of those movies that when people know about it, they like really love it. Like when people talk about this and they've seen it and they know about it, they love it. But if you don't know about it, it kind of goes under the radar. And this was a movie that was on my radar. And so yeah, when I saw this, I was like, oh, I need to add this. So I'm keen to watch this one soon as well. The next movie is Harlem Nights, which is written and directed by Eddie Murphy. He also stars in it, and he stars alongside one of his heroes, Richard Pryor. And I remember seeing videos of Eddie Murphy promoting this movie on Arsenio Hall's show. Eddie Murphy's appearances on Arsenio Hall's show are some of my like go-to YouTube clips. I've seen them so many times, and so obviously this movie's on my radar because it's Eddie Murphy and I'm a massive Eddie Murphy fan, and then because of those interviews. And I remember him talking about how much he took on to do this movie and everything like that. And I'm just a big Eddie Murphy fan, so I'll watch like anything he's in. And when I saw this, I was like, well, I'm getting it. This next one is, I think, a TV movie, and it stars Demi Moore, Spacey Spacek, and Cher. I think it's like a HBO telly movie, which is interesting, and I had no idea what it was about until after I bought it, and it seems a bit intense, but I'm a big fan of all these actresses, and it's from 1996, so all of this reads to be very much for me. So I'm very intrigued and I'm excited to watch this. The next movie is Waitress the musical, which stars Sarah Bareilles, and it is the like pro shoot of the Broadway version of the musical, so the original musical. I think it's the original cast, I'm not too sure, but I'm intrigued because as I was seeing Waitress in my city, I wanted to see Sarah Bareilles do it because I was like, she obviously wrote the music for it. That would have a different impact if you're seeing the person who wrote it perform it as well. So I was very happy when I found this because I was like, I need to watch it. So I'm yet to watch this as well. Squaring the Circle, and from what I thought this was, which it might be, this is a documentary about like album artwork. This is what I thought it was about, but then I like read up on it a little bit more, and I think it's a bit different, but either way, I'm very intrigued. This is like right up my alley as well. Anything music related, and if it's about album artwork or not, or whatever. I remember reading that Paul McCartney was involved, which yeah, his name's there, and like 10cc's, like Peter Gabriel, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Noel Gallagher, like I'm intrigued. This is on my watch list, obviously. And then I think the last DVD that I've bought in like the last couple months is this, which is the Simpsons Viva Los Simpsons episode collection, which has like 4 classic Simpsons episodes that are set in Las Vegas, and if you don't know, I'm a massive fan of The Simpsons. It's my favorite show. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world. I love The Simpsons so much. So I got this. I'm still wanting to collect more of the actual seasons. I have a lot of them, but I want more of them because I need to own Simpsons things. So I was very happy to find this and add this to my collection as well. So I think those are like the most recent movies that I've added to my collection. I keep buying more and I won't stop because a lot of good movies have come out recently. So I need to get a lot of new releases that I have seen in cinema that I haven't seen, and there are more coming out soon. I have a list that I need to get. I'm keen to get Mother Mary ASAP, The Drama, Project Hail Mary comes out soon, Obsession, Backrooms, just to name a few. Finding Emily's on that list. Yeah, just a big list of movies that I will continue to get and watch. And obviously I have a lot to watch within what I have just shown as well, and a mix of things. So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've seen any of these movies or if you've bought any movies recently, and I will see you in the next video.